Good morning. Welcome to busy Winnipeg. It is really busy out on my front street still. I thought they might be finished with the paving yesterday, but apparently they're going to be putting down a second layer on top of what they put down yesterday. So I'm hoping that by tonight that's going to be done. Now, why do I have this out here? Well, I got a comment from a viewer, and he was mentioning that when I went to McDonald's yesterday, the kids were, making a lot of racket, and he was mentioning how he can't cope with that anymore. And I was thinking when I was there, it was kind of nice to hear them, because it kind of reminded me of when I used to take my kids to McDonald's years ago. Yeah, they're growing up now. Well, you saw my daughter in a couple of motorcycle rides ago. Yeah, not little kids anymore, but we used to go to McDonald's, and when they were little kids, that's about the time McDonald's started the play place. In fact, the McDonald's that we had close to where we lived at that time, they had a little merry-go-round going on, and I think they took those out. I think kids were getting throwing up, making themselves sick. So anyway, they don't have those anymore. But anyway, it was noisy. So later, I got an email from our friend Gabe. You remember Gabe, who came, and he was here I think 3 times, and he did painting demonstrations and showed his techniques and so on. And he was mentioning how he's been really busy looking after a grandson, and he was saying it wears me out, or something to that effect. And little kids, when you're getting older, little kids will wear you out. I remember years ago, I had one of my relatives said, he said he likes to see the grandchildren come and he likes to see them go. Yeah. Anyway, I really did actually enjoy hearing the kids playing in the play place when I went to the McDonald's. Enough about McDonald's. So I put this figure out here because if you remember, Gabe actually 3D printed this and painted it, and this is supposed to be me with a camera and my mug. I don't know if you can see that mug. Yeah, it's right there. Yeah, so this mug that you see right here, that my action figure is holding, I don't think this is the 1/200 scale. Oh, speaking of 1/200 scale, Gabe is making a sailing ship 1/200 scale, and what made him think of to email was he came across one of those little figures that he had printed out. It was probably one that didn't turn out too good or something, but anyway, he came across it and it reminded him. And this mug you see there is this one right here, and he did it. If you put the macro lens on, he did a fantastic job of getting it to look just like the real thing. Even the camera looks very much like my camera. Anyway, and the rabbit looks like my rabbit. And at that time, I was feeding the rabbits. Since then, I'm guessing about 3 or 4 years ago, the city passed an ordinance whereby they don't want people like myself feeding the rabbits. And the reason being is that the rabbits attract the coyotes. And, I knew that when I was feeding them, but it just didn't really set in, other people's rabbits would attract the coyotes, but my rabbits wouldn't, that kind of thinking. That was Max. Max was pounding on my window there. I don't know if he's going to come in later. Yeah, he'll come in later because I just checked the monitor. He's going to his house. He doesn't have Missy with him. So let's get ready, because Missy will probably be by here pretty quick. Oh my goodness, I'm never going to get at this spraying, am I? Is this going to be another one of those days that I just talk and talk and talk and don't actually mix up my 19 and spray it? I mean, I got just a tiny little bit to do. Why am I stalling here? Okay, Yeah, I may not get out on my bike today because the street right now is soaked with another layer of tar. Yeah, and I'm hoping that the running around on the that I did yesterday, it didn't spray tar on my bike in places that are going to be hard to clean up. I know it was sticking to the tires because I could hear the little stones, getting thrown up on the inside of the fenders. Okay, what else did we want to talk about here? I think we should really stop talking and mix up our paint. And although Missy's probably going to be coming by pretty quick, so I don't want to be in the middle of spraying and then she comes by, but I can get a little bit more ready. Uh, yeah. Anyway, that's the news for this morning. Oh, it's 30% chance of rain. I hope it doesn't rain because if it rains, they can't put down the asphalt. I googled to find out how is asphalt made, and I found out that asphalt and tarmac are not exactly the same thing. If you were to be out at the airport and somebody said the aircraft is sitting on the tarmac, it might not actually be tarmac. It might be asphalt, but they call it a tarmac just for old time's sake, I guess. But there is actually a difference. And I believe that what they're putting down on our street is asphalt, not tarmac. Yeah, I didn't know there was a difference. I thought it was the same thing with two different names. So I'm learning a lot here by watching these guys out there. Yesterday when I came back from McDonald's, I tried to come in the other way because this way looked like it was a lot of little rocks on the road and so on. So I was going to come in this way and they stopped me and made me turn around. I felt kind of embarrassed. But hey, it is what it is. I shouldn't have tried to come in that way. I mean, there was even a sign there that said no left turn, and because I was coming from the west, and it said no left turn, and I thought, well, I could see that I could drive along, and no, you turn that thing around. He was nice about it. But I'll be glad when it's over, but I'm glad it's being done. You know what I mean? Okay, let's get reorganized here, and I probably the next thing you're going to see is Missy the dog because I gotta wait until this happens. I think. Although, how long does it take to spray? Not that long. Well, we'll see what happens here. Let's put my little figure back up here. Gabe, I don't know if you're watching this episode, but you did a fantastic job on these. I mean, that actually even looks like me. I'm wearing my Greyhound shirt. Yeah, you're going to have to do a new one with a motorcycle shirt. Okay. All right. Let's do something here. There's one thing I forgot to mention. I saw birds at the bird feeder yesterday. No, that's rice with some overcooked sausage in it.
What?
Yeah. Okay, Missy the dog.
Did you grind the sausage?
No, I didn't. I put it in the microwave and I left it in too long and it got a little bit dried out. So, alrighty, just hang on a second there, Missy. Alright, there you go. There you go. There you go. She said, okay, I got my treat. It's hardly worth putting the towel on my lap for.
We went over the bridge and turned immediately left onto the grass. And there's a berm over there too. And we went down through the trees, beautiful walk, in this Ready to Cove Park, through the park, and I found a shortcut through the houses into the big green sward over there. So we came back that way. Normally it's cut off by a ditch, but the ditch was dry, so we got through there on the way home. And when we got to this point, I was wondering if she wanted to go left down Pioneer Trail, and she said no. Shortcut to Uncle Ron's place, so Down the hill we go. So you might get out for a ride this afternoon?
Well, if they get the roads done, I will.
Yeah.
And it doesn't rain. Hey, Missy, come back here. You
Uncle
gotta say
Ron?
goodbye.
Say goodbye?
You forgot to say goodbye. There. Now you can go.
Sorry, distracted. Too
Yeah.
many trucks.
Bye, Missy. Missy the dog. Missy the dog. All right. Now, I've thinned this out. This is the last jar of the 19. And, yeah, last jar of the 19. We got to make a trip to Eliminator Hobby and get some painting supplies here. I need some of the number 81. Was it 81 or 82? Can't remember. Okay, let's just move in here a little bit. I hope I thinned that enough. Oh, that should be good. I'm just doing a little bit here. Okay, let's recompose here, and we'll get our fence sprayed. See, am I plugged in here? Oh yeah, we're plugged in. We're ready to go. I just got to get my camera repositioned here so that I can move in on this stuff. At least that's the plan. There isn't much to paint, is there? Okay, I've got the airbrush set here for about, I'm guessing 12 pounds. I'm wondering if that's going to be enough. If the paint is a little on the thick side, it may not spray. I'm just going to try a little test right here. Oh yeah, it's coming. That's going to be alright. Okay, get our fan going here. sorry I sometimes got my hand in the way there, but all right, now let's do the other railings that are being held by the pins. It's gonna have to do. Okay, our airbrush is cleaned up, and these pieces obviously will have to be touched up. I must have scraped the railing there. I don't know if you can see that or not. Yeah, but I have to touch up the other side anyway. Now, I'm noticing the inside of this is not painted too good, but the outside that we're going to see is. So that's all right. Okay, now this side doesn't matter, it's going to get glued against the bulkhead. And the side that we are going to actually see is this side right here. And our little fence here. Okay, now the bigger railings. Okay, now Mark, Aussie Frenchman, was saying that he thought that this paint would probably dissolve the foam, but I'm not noticing that it did. All I'm noticing is that now we can see it in a different perspective, you might say. But it didn't, Mark, I can't really see here where it dissolved the foam. It looks okay to me. Yeah, it's just that this is gray and this is white, but the texture looks the same. No, I could be wrong. Oh yeah, you can see here where I'm going to have to touch the railing up there. Okay, I'm very happy with it. Okay, now, if you will remember, when I used to come out with my motorcycle, there was quite a drop, and now there's a bit of a rise. Now I can easily bump over that. That's not too bad. But I guess they have to have some way for the water to drain. So it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen. Otherwise, the water is going to just drain up onto the driveway here. Yeah. Okay, every once in a while you can hear beeping going on outside. That's the roller going back and forth up and down the road. But he's around the corner somewhere. I don't know if I'm going to get out on my bike or not. I mean, the front street looks clear, but I have not seen any cars going up and down the street. So I got a feeling they got the road closed off. So, yeah, well, there goes somebody doing something. Anyway, I'm going to call her quits. I know that we got a long ways to go in this build yet, and I could keep going for hours. Yeah, but I'm going to call it quits for today. At least we finally got our parts sprayed, and tomorrow we'll glue some of them in place here. Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. All being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow.